Okay, this is for everybody asking to see underneath this thing and how we plumb the exhaust. You have to forgive us because it's not very clean. This gives you a look at the tank. Now, we didn't try to make them come out the same on both sides. The tips are both cut back so that you can't see them from outside the vehicle when it's on the ground. So on the driver's side, we come down between the housing and the panhard rod, and there's plenty of room, it doesn't hit. And over on the passenger side, I go behind the panhard rod and I kick this one out to the side. My battery box is back here and I didn't want it to hang any lower than necessary, so that's why I didn't take this side straight back. In front of the housing, you see I have the mufflers kind of tipped on edge. There's plenty of room for them in here. Remember that the floor of this truck is raised up 4 inches. So this gives you a look at them. Both sides of the cross members were pocketed. There's a 4-inch duct welded in here. This side seems to have shifted a little bit. It looks like it touches, but it's about a 1/2 inch away from that edge. The passenger side's got nice room all the way around it. From there forward, it was pretty easy. This is one of our C10 trans cross members that kind of stays down low. Makes it easy for the exhaust to get up and over. You can see we wrapped this section of the exhaust. There's trans cooler lines and battery cables over here and some electrical going past. We just wanted to keep the heat away from it. This is a little heat shield that I made up just to help protect that stuff. Fuel lines as it's coming past. You can see them here a little bit. And there's our header connection. And here's the header connection on the other side. I'm going to try to give you a side shot here. So as you can see, there's the trans pan. And as we start to come up and level, there's the rocker in the bottom of the frame rail. The trans pan's really the lowest thing. That's one of those deep finned pans. If I took that off and put a regular trans pan on it, that bump edge of the trans cross member would be the lowest point. Everybody asks how we put the cross member up in here. This will give you some idea. I simply notch the frame here, push the cross member up 1.5 inches, welded it in, and then box the frame around it. Up in the front, this is the control arm link. That's terrible. Let me look at the other side here. That's easier to see. Link runs up to the sway bar, which runs across the front. Notice the factory drop blocks are gone. Our sway bar is made to go right to the bottom of the frame to keep things up nice and tight. Now in the back, our suspension's hanging right now. We just converted from the coils to the bags, and we're using a slider bag. Now remember that this frame rail is kicked up 4 inches higher than a stalker. It looks pretty OE, but we did move it up. There's our motorhome style bump stop and our sway bar that runs over the frame with the link down. Not the best lighting in here, but hopefully you guys can get it. We are pretty happy with the way the bags have turned out. It rides a little better, and if we stack material in it for powder coat, it doesn't drag on the ground anymore. We put the little tank and the compressor over here. It's only air ride in the back, so we're only using a 2-gallon compressor. And we got our Ride Tech valve block here, just in case we ever put bags in the front. We got a 4-way valve block from them, and the extra lines you see coming out are just tucked up in a way to keep dirt out of the ports. It's one line looped around. Anyway, that's a look at the back of this Joule. Hope that helps you guys out.